Good day everyone, this is Teacher Dea. Welcome once again to another math topic for grade 6. So our topic for today is about multiplying numbers with two decimal place factors and multiplying decimal numbers mentally by powers of 10. In multiplying decimals, you should remember that you can multiply it like whole numbers. So ignore first the decimal points and go on multiplying whole numbers. So going back on how to multiply whole numbers and how to write the factors in column. So let's take a look with the following sets of factors. So what did you notice about how the factors are written? So here, the last digit of the factors are written aligned or in column, and so with the other digits going to the left, without taking into consideration the decimal points. So after you wrote the factors in column, so you may now proceed to multiplying the numbers. So here, you will start multiplying 5 times 9. So that will give you 45. So 5 carry 4. The next is 5 times 1 is equal to 5 plus 4 is equal to 9. The next is 5 times 1 is equal to 5. So we have now a partial product. So after you multiplied 5 by 1 and 19 hundredths, so you will multiply now 2, the next digit. So we have 2 times 9 is equal to 18. Carry 1. 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. Then 2 times 1 is equal to 2. So we have another partial product. So next is 3 times 9 is equal to 27. Carry 2. Then 3 times 1 is 3 plus 2 is 5. So next is 3 times 1 is equal to 3. So we have here 3 partial products because we have our factor or multiplier is composed of 3 digits. So we have 3 partial products here. So after you find the partial products, you may now proceed to addition. So now you will add 5. So bring it down. Then 9 plus 8 is equal to 17. Carry 1. So we have 7 plus 3 is 10 plus 5 is 15 plus 1 is 16. Carry 1. Then 5 plus 2 is 7 plus 1 is 8. And then bring down 3. Okay, so how will you put the decimal point in the final product? So after multiplying it, you may now count the number of decimal places, the total number of decimal places in the factors. So as we've learned from our previous video, so the decimals are the numbers written at the right of the decimal point. So here, we have how many decimal places here? So we have 1, 2. And then the other factor, we have 5 and 2. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So you will count here as 1, 2, 3, 4. So your decimal point will be here. So your final answer will be 3 and 8,675 10,000 from this first set of factors. So let's do the another set of factors. So we we have 3 and 45 hundredths times 16 hundredths. So the same procedure as we have done in the first set. So we will multiply the first digit, 6 times 5 is equal to 30. Carry 3. Then 6 times 4 is equal to 24. Plus 3 is equal to 27. So next is 6 times 3 is equal to 18 times 2 is equal to 20. So we have the first partial product. So here we have 2 digits factor, or the multiplier has 2 digits. So we will be having 2 partial products here. So next will be 1 times 5 is equal to 5. Then 1 times 4 is equal to 4. 1 times 3 is equal to 3. So we already have 2 partial products. So we can now add. So bring down 0. 7 plus 5 is 12. Carry 1. So 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. Then 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. So after that, you may now count the number of decimal places and the factors, the total number of decimal places. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So your decimal point will be here. And then affix 0 just to represent the whole number. So that will be the placeholder. So the answer is 5,520 10,000s from this set of factors. So we have another set, 56 hundredths times 32 hundredths. So you will start from the right. We have here 2-digit multiplier. So you must have 2 partial products here. So let's start now. 2 times 6 is 12. Carry 1. Next is 2 times 5 is 10. Plus 1 is 11. Carry 1. So you can bring it down because 2 times 0 is 0. Plus 1 is 1. So next is to multiply 3 times 6 is equal to 18. Carry 1. 3 times 5 is equal to 15. Plus 1 is 16. Carry 1. And then 3 times 0 is 0. Plus 1 is 1. So we already have now 2 partial products. So you may now proceed to addition. So bring down 2. 1 plus 8 is 9. 1 plus 6 is 7. Then bring down 1. So after that, you may now count the total number of decimal places in the factors. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So your decimal point will be here. And then as a placeholder, you must affix 0 here for the whole number. So your final answer will be 1,792 10,000s for these factors. Okay, the next set of factors are multiplying decimal by whole number. So let's do the following examples. So as you can see, the last digit of the factors are aligned. So you may now proceed to multiplication. So we'll multiply first. 8 times 3 is equal to 24. So 4, carry 2. Then next is 8 times 4 is 32. Plus 2 is 34. So 4, carry 3. Next is 8 times 2 is 16. Plus 3 is equal to 19. Okay, and then count the number of decimal places in the factor. So we have 1, the number of decimal places, the same as the number of decimal places in the factor. So we have 1, 2, so your decimal point will be here. So the final answer for 2 and 43 hundredths times 8 is equal to 19 and 44 hundredths. Okay, so let's do the next one. So we will multiply 5 times 4 is 20, so 0, carry 2. Then 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12. So 2 carry 1. Then 5 times 6 is 30, plus 1 is 31. So count the number of decimal places, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, this will be your answer. So 31 and 2/10. That will be the final answer. Then the next one, we have here 2-digit multiplier. So you must have 2 partial products here. So you will multiply first 6 times 5 is 30. So 0 carry 3. Then 6 times 1 is 6, plus 3 is 9. The next is 6 times 4 is 24. So this will be your first partial product. The next will be 3 times 5 is 15. So 5 carry 1. Then 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. And the next is 3 times 4 is 12. Okay, so that will be your second partial product. So after that, you may now add. Okay, so bring down 0. 9 times 5, 9 times 9 plus 5, brother, is 14. Carry 1. 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. And then 2 plus 2 is 4. Then bring down 1. So you may now count the number of decimal places. We have 1, 2, 1, 2. So this will be your answer. So 149 and 4/10 for this factors. Okay, do you know that multiplying decimals by powers of 10 can be done mentally? So now the answer is yes. So how can we do it? So let's study how we can multiply decimals by powers of 10 mentally. So let's try to multiply 12 hundredths times 10. Then let's multiply 12 hundredths by 100. Then 12 hundredths by 1000. Okay. So when we multiply 12 hundredths by 10, so you will just simply move the decimal point one step to the right. So from here, you will move it one step. So your answer will become 1 and 2/10. So when you multiply 12 hundredths by 100, so you will simply move the decimal point 2 steps to the right. So from here, 1, 2. So that will give you 12. And when you multiply 12 hundredths by 1000, so you will just simply move the decimal point 3 places or steps to the right. So from here, 1, 2, and then add 0 as needed. So it will give you 120. Okay. So as you can see, the number of decimal places that you are going to move depends on the number of zeros. So for 10, move 1 step. For 100, move 2 steps to the right. For 1000, you will move 3 steps to the right. So if it is needed, you're going to place 0 for 2 as a placeholder. Okay, so it can be done also using the exponent of 10. So the exponent of 10 indicates the number of times you have to move the decimal point to the right. So let's say 25 hundredths times 10 to the first power. Let's multiply 25 hundredths times 10 to the second power. Then let's multiply 25 hundredths times 10 to the third power. So as I've said a while ago, the number of exponent or the exponent of 10 tells how many times you are going to move the decimal point to the right. So here we have 1 as the exponent, so you will move it 1 step to the right. So that will give you 2 and 5 tenths. And 25 hundredths times 10 to the second power, so we have now 2 as the exponent. So you will move it 2 steps to the right. So that will give you 25. And then here we have 3 as the exponent. So you will move it 3 steps to the right. So you will place 0 here as the placeholder. So that will give you 250. Okay, so we can also multiply 110, 100, 1000 mentally. So this time you will be moving the decimal point to the left based on the number of decimal places. So let's say 1 and 8 times 110. So 1 and 8 times 100. Then 1 and 8 times 1000. Okay, so as I've said, you will be moving now to the left depending on the number of decimal places. So here we have 1. So 1 decimal place. So you will be moving it here to the left once. So your decimal point will be here. So that will give you 18 hundredths. So always put 0 as the placeholder for whole number. Okay, next. So 1 and 8 times 100. So we have here 1, 2. So you will be moving to the left 2 times. So 0 as the placeholder. So your decimal point will be here. So that will give you 18 thousandths. So next is 1 and 8 times 1000. So here we have 1, 2, 3. So you will be moving 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So you will put 0 as the placeholder. Okay, so that will give you 18. So that will give you 18 10 thousandths. Okay, Okay, so it can be done also using negative exponents. So negative exponent indicates the number of times you are going to move the decimal point to the left. So let's take the following examples. So we will multiply 2 and 3 tenths times 10 raised to the negative 1. So next 2 and 3 tenths times 10 raised to the negative 2. Then 2 and 3 tenths times 10 raised to the negative 3. So we have here negative exponents. So we have negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. So negative exponents tells the number of how many times you are going to move the decimal point to the left. So this time we have negative 1, so we move one step to the left. So that will give you 23 hundredths. So the next one is negative 2, so that means you will be moving 2 places to the left. So we have 1, 2, so your decimal point will be here, so that will give you 23 thousandths. And the last one is negative 3, so that means you will be moving 3 places or 3 steps to the left. So 1, 2, 3. So zeros, so we have here as your decimal point, so that will give you 23 10,000ths. Okay, so that's all about multiplying decimals. So the same with the previous lessons, all the skills that you have learned in this lesson will be applied again to word problems. So what you have to do is to read it carefully and understand it. And to help you clearly understand the problem, you may use Agonza steps. So we're in A is to identify what is asked. So what is asked in the problem, identify it first. Next is G for the given facts. So you may now identify the given facts. Then next is letter O. So you will now know what operation will you use. So what operations? Next is letter N for you are going now to write your number sentence. So that's for letter N. And S for your solution. Solutions. And then A for your final answer. So you can use this step for the steps for solving a word problem. So just remember Agonza. So A for ask, G for given facts, O for operations, N for number sentence, S for solutions, and A for the answer. So, well, that's it again for today. Good luck and thank you once again for watching.